what are some of the benefits in getting into crypto?
All right.
Welcome to CryptoNoobz. I am your host, Nelson Recardo.x.
And I'm your co-host, Lamont Astwood, aka Crypto Lambo.
Our topic today is going to be getting started with crypto. So Lambo, first off, what are some of the benefits in getting into crypto?
All right. Well, benefits. One of the benefits is you could see an increase in your invested money. Now, understand with the benefits of crypto is also a risk and reward factor that has to be considered. So we might have heard about people, investing $10 and making $50 from that $10. Some people making $100,000 from that $10. Buying some meme coins in there. But one of the benefits is it allows people new investment avenues. So you have a lot of people who might live either in a country or they might be in a place where they don't have access to traditional stocks and bonds. So cryptocurrency would be a way for them to actually multiply their money. Another benefit is for the transfer of money. So if you bank with one institution, I bank with another institution. If I have to send you $100, if you need that today, I love to go to the ATM, take that out, physically give that to you because the banks are not gonna do like the transfers over the weekend after a certain time. They'll have to wait certain business days. But with crypto, it's almost instantaneous. So that's one of the real benefits of crypto. It's a myriad of benefits, but you just have to find what works best for you and what are your goals for investing in crypto. Because some people just use it as, like I mentioned just now, as a avenue to transfer money. Some people use it as an investment tool. So you just gotta find a way in which you could utilize it for your lifestyle or your purpose.
And what I'd like to add on to what you previously said is, with crypto, you actually have what we'd like to say is complete ownership of your money. So now, unlike before where we would keep our money within a banking institution or what's not, now your money actually sits within a particular wallet that you could access this money at any time. As we understand, with banks sometimes, and I've experienced this, ironically, I just came from experiencing it, where you want to make purchases at certain places, or even if you're moving around, you need to tell your bank where you're going before you even get to use that money. And your bank could actually block you or stop you from using your money. With cryptocurrency, it's another avenue where you always have access to that money and you could always use it wherever and whenever. So getting to it, one of the things that we definitely like to talk about is getting started in crypto. So how does one really get started with crypto?
Well, the first step I would say to getting started with crypto is to do your research. Do your research on different cryptos. Usually starts with this right here, Bitcoin. That's usually the starting point. From there, you will have to find either like a reputable exchange. One of the main ones is not a plug, that's not advertisement for any exchange, but some of the main exchanges are like Binance. Well, it used to be FTX. We're not going to go there. It used to be Binance, so now you have like Kraken, Coinbase. Those are some of the main exchanges now. So you start off, you make an account on those. Now, understand that they have KYC procedures. So if you want to do certain things with your account, you have to give them certain information. There are like different tiers based on what you want to do. From then, do your research and find out which cryptocurrencies will be best for you to invest in. Usually people start off with Bitcoin, but if you're looking for more of a return, you have to look at coins. Basically any crypto other than Bitcoin is called altcoins. So you'll have to look at altcoins where you can invest, and depends how they move, you could see a significant return on your funds.
Okay.
But that's like one of the starting points. Do your research, find a reasonable exchange, understand what has to be done, the rules of the exchange, and invest only what you can afford to lose.
And with these centralized exchanges, one of the things, like, they more or less work something like banks, right? So the same way that you would have a bank to access your money or what's not, especially with centralized exchanges, you go to the centralized exchange to purchase cryptocurrency and sometimes even trade cryptocurrency. And when you go to these exchanges, they allow you that ability to, say, take your debit card and use your money to buy these cryptocurrencies. And with these cryptocurrencies, once you own that, you could do whatever you want to do with your cryptocurrency investment. Now, obviously, with these exchanges, because of regulation, they start to ask for KYC documents. So, you're going to probably need your driver's license or your passport, just so that they could identify that this is a real person, and they actually know who it is that's using their exchange and using their business. And this protects both you as a person as well as the exchange from any type of bad, for lack of a better word, bad behavior. So this is where the centralized exchange comes in. But there are also ways to buy crypto where you could get away from the centralized exchange and using your identity to get to it. There are other ways such as decentralized exchanges. So, Lamont, what would you tell our audience about decentralized exchanges or even wallets?
Personally, I don't use decentralized exchanges a lot. When I used to use them, it was when I was making altcoin purchases for essentially meme coins. Because one of the key differences is a centralized exchange is operated by a single entity, whereas a decentralized exchange is more so. I always like to say it like this. Think of a centralized exchange almost like a Walmart. Everything that is sold in Walmart has to be essentially approved by, like a board. They have to go through testing of the products to make sure that it's up to their standard to be sold in Walmart.
Yeah.
Not everything is going to be sold in Walmart. Decentralized exchange is almost like a marketplace, or just imagine, I don't even want to say a flea market because I'm sure they do have licenses for that to sell there, but imagine it's a marketplace where everyone just goes to sell stuff, and you could just buy anything there. You could just set up your own stall and you could just sell stuff. Whatever you have to sell, you could sell. It's almost like street side selling without no license needed. That's kind of like a decentralized exchange when you compare it to a centralized exchange. And that's where you saw like a lot of the meme coins like Pepe, a lot of Bonk like early on. This is where they got a lot of their liquidity from, where a lot of people initially started investing. So by the time it hit the centralized exchanges, the people who invested when it was in the decentralized exchange phase, a lot of them saw a run up in their money. They saw an increase in their money because now that's when, because you got to understand, once it hits a centralized exchange, it's access to more investors. Access to more investors, and it gives like a level of credibility because you as the investor, you feel safer investing in something if this large exchange, if they are board already at a time to look at it, approve it, give like a risk analysis of it, to put it on their platform, because no centralized exchange is going to knowingly put a scam on their platform. Because even though, the company that's operating the meme coin on a token is different from the exchange, it's like, you don't even want that connected to your exchange. So you're not going to willingly put them on. Whereas decentralized is just like a free-for-all. That's like a real Wild West. That's a real Wild West situation.
Anything could happen.
Yeah, anything could happen. And you talked about hot wallets. Hot wallets basically is just where you store your crypto. Just like you have a wallet for your cash and cards. Your wallet stores your crypto. Now, a hot wallet is basically like if you go on your exchange or decentralized or centralized exchange, the crypto that you have in your inventory or your wallet, that's a hot wallet because like it's connected to the internet. Now, the advantage of it is it gives you convenience. So if you want to make a purchase or a sale at any moment, you can kind of do that easily with a hot wallet. Whereas you have a cold wallet, that's like a ledger. You have like different companies that make them Tether or Trezor, Ledger, like Ledger Nanos. They have different types. So that's when you take your crypto offline. So it's like almost like a USB drive. You store your crypto on it, and your crypto is basically safe from hackers at that point once it's offline. But getting it, like if you want to make a quick purchase or you want to hurry up sell off, then you got to go through a process to put it back online to sell it. So that's basically the disadvantage of a cold wallet. But I always say, if you find yourself coming into a lot of money in crypto, $10,000, $20,000, it's better to keep it in the cold wallet at that point. Especially if you don't plan to be actively trading, it's better to keep it in the cold wallet and just store it somewhere safe, because you don't want to go through, you don't want to put your money on a strange exchange and come back and see that your account's been hacked.
Go on.
You see?
Now, one of the sayings that continuously is said in crypto is not your keys, not your coins. So tell us a little bit more about what are these keys?
All right. So whenever you have a term keys in crypto, think of it as basically public keys and private keys.
Mm-hmm.
And the easiest way to explain this is reference it to your bank account. Your public keys is your bank account number.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone inside there could get my account number from my bank account. The only thing y'all can really do is send me money.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Now, your private key, I want you to think of as like your bank PIN number.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like if I give you my card, you can go to the ATM and make purchases, stuff like that. Or like my account login details.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have my phone and you have my account login details, you could go on my online banking and just send this money anywhere. You see? So I want you to think of your account login as your private key, and think of your bank account number as your public key. Mm-hmm. So like in crypto, another word for public key would be like wallet address. If I want to send you crypto or send anyone crypto, I need your public key. I need your wallet address to send you it. Now, logging into your account, accessing the account, you don't ever give that to no one. Someone doesn't need your private key to send you money, or to send you crypto. If they try to tell you that, it's a lie, it's a scam. So that's what that is. So that's basically the breakdown of public and private.
So basically, public key is more like just an address where someone can just kind of find you, or send you crypto, or at least know that the crypto that they're receiving is coming from you. Yeah. But then the private key is more like you said a bank PIN number. So meaning that this private key will give people access to the crypto if they ever find out what it is, right?
Yeah.
All right. So, and then we talk, and we're still on the topic of how to get started, right? And these are just some of the basic things some terms that people need to know, because these are things that can make or break you. Because the worst case scenario is someone is asking for your private key and saying that they really need it, and you've given that private key to them, right? So let's talk a little bit about, you would have talked about hot versus cold wallets, and you would have said that a hot wallet is like this wallet that is tied to the internet. So I can now use this particular wallet, and I think that sometimes it's also an app.
Yeah.
So you can use this wallet or this app to purchase as well as store your cryptocurrency. But with being a hot wallet, it's still connected to the internet. Then we also have the cold wallets, where I can now take my cryptocurrency off of the internet and put it into something like a USB drive. And you said that would also make it much harder for someone to steal my crypto, right? All right. So one of the things that I also wanted to ask you about was seed phrases. I know that it has some type of relationship with the private key, right? So could you elaborate a little bit more? What are the seed phrases, and why are they so important?
Well, a seed phrase, when you go on when you use certain apps to buy crypto, when you first make your account, they're going to give you a seed phrase. Now, this seed phrase, you don't share with no one. This seed phrase, it'll be 12 random words. It's usually like 12 random words. It might be numbers, depends on the exchange. But basically what that is let's say you had this exchange on an app on like your external drive on your computer. Now let's say that computer is lost or destroyed. Now your crypto, you only logged in from that computer. So if you had it as a Google, like a Google extension, then it's going to be kind of difficult to get that account back. But with your seed phrase, when you go back to the app and you download that again, if you put in the seed phrase that they originally gave you, you could access back that same account. So if you have 1,000 Ethereum sitting there, once you put in that seed phrase, it'll go back. It'll basically like it's almost like a recovery code in a way. I want you to think of it like a recovery phrase or a recovery code for your account. So whenever you make an account and they give you that seed phrase, a lot of people say write it down on paper, take a picture of it. But also what I like to do personally, take a picture of it, send it to yourself in WhatsApp, send it to yourself probably in an email or something, or just find a way where even if your device that you're using gets destroyed, you still get be able to access it. You see? So because like if you just type it out and save it as a Word document in your computer, if the computer is destroyed, the computer with the seed phrase is destroyed. So it's like you're double screwed.
And listen, there are stories, but this is so funny because there are stories where someone would have forgotten their seed phrase and their private keys to accessing their cryptocurrency, and it's like millions. There's millions of Bitcoin just out there, and the people do not know how to get into their own account, and that's painful. That's like the worst case scenario. I would cry, man.
Yeah,
I would cry.
Like, you know, some people are really like open about that situation. Me personally, I wasn't telling nobody. I don't think my answer private. I'm not gonna tell anybody I have, you know, a couple of million out there what I don't have access to. Like, but I've heard stories of people being locked out of accounts. They can't remember, simply like they can't remember their password. And I'm famous for that. Like, I have about 3-4 phrases that I use for my password. And sometimes when I go to different accounts, it's like, oh, I put in the wrong phrase. Oh, I put in the wrong phrase. Then it's like, okay, this is gonna lock if you do this. If you get this wrong, then I just guess the right phrase the next time. I remember I saw an article one time. This guy had like millions of dollars in crypto, and basically the site told him if he get his password incorrect one more time, it's gonna lock him out. I don't know if it's gonna lock him out forever, but it's like, I can't imagine being under that anxiety like that. Like, that's insane.
It's crazy. But it shows how serious it is, and it shows how important it is to actually make sure to store your seed phrase. And I like what you said. Sometimes you can take a picture of it. Sometimes you can send it to yourself over another digital device. Now, some people are a lot more cautious, even more cautious than that. Some people prefer to just write that down. I remember I talked to someone.
Yeah, personally, I wouldn't write down because I would have lost in the paper. Like, I would have lost in the paper almost immediately. I'm not.
Someone told me that they have two best friends who don't know each other. So what they did is they went to one best friend and gave them half of the password, and went to the next best friend and gave them another half of the password.
That's not like a plot movie. That's not like a plot movie. Like, they're trying, like, someone's trying to kidnap the two friends, so they don't know what's going on. They don't know each other. That's really, I like that idea. It's really interesting. It's like
it was such a bizarre thing, right? But at the same time, if you was the middleman and they don't know each other, it's like, all right, cool. We understand that. I know that I could get my money back. You guys don't know each other, and I don't think you guys know the connection to each other. So now, if they figure it out, I ain't gonna lie. That's your luck bucks.
That's insane. Because like, if one friend say, "All right, I get double crossed," you gotta find the other friend to convince him. Like, yeah, that's what I said. That sounds like a movie plot. Like,
and then when further talking about security, and I think we would definitely have to cover this if we're talking about security. Your seed phrase is super important, but also with your apps, especially when using centralized exchanges, it's best to have some sort of two-factor authentication. It's best to do whatever you can to protect your cryptocurrency, as you have your password, you have your seed phrase, you also have your two-factor authentication, whether you choose to do something with the thumb scan or send a second something something to your email. Because once again, crypto is high potential profits, is also very risky at the same time. So there is a lot of benefits, but you also have to protect yourself as well. That's the end of our episode for the day. In our next episode, we're going to dive more into securing your cryptocurrency and protecting yourself from phishing and scams. I'm your host, Nelson Recardo.x.
I'm your co-host, Lamont Astwood, aka Crypto Lambo.
And this is CryptoNoobz.